Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited. Without further ado, I finally get to unbox my Cameo 4 for you guys. And I'm going to do that right at... Wait, this ain't... Oh, my bad. I had the wrong machine here. I get to unbox the Cameo 4 right after the intro. But before I go ahead and get to this video, down in the description below, you'll find my affiliate links for this where you can purchase your Cameo 4 from wherever you purchase it from. I got mine from Heat Press Nation, but they're not the only company that sells it. And that is my go-to place to order my materials. If you don't know who I am, how you doing? My name is Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and I help people start T-shirt businesses from home. Wherever you at. And today, you're about to be in for a treat because you're about to watch this video where I unbox the Cameo 4 and let you know everything that's inside the box right after the intro. So let's take a look at the box and then get right to this unboxing. So looking at it, we can obviously see that this is the new Cameo 4. It looks very, very pristine. It's like going from an older car to a, let's say a Tesla, right? It has that look and feel, that modernness, but at the same time, still being able to get you where you need to go. So it definitely looks like an upgrade. Obviously, the last one had Bluetooth. This one has Bluetooth. The box didn't really change much, obviously. Okay, so we on the back and we can see some of the new features that they have right straight up front here. So first and foremost, this roll feeder for a 12-inch. This is something that is going to be great. And there's another feature to add on to this that I'm going to show you guys when we open this bad boy up that I'm super excited about, because if you had to cut down your sheets and feed it out and unfeed it, there's a feature on here now that allow you to do that right on the Cameo, which is awesome because sometimes you know how it's kind of difficult to cut things apart sometimes and cut straight lines and different things like that. It has these 4 blades. From my understanding, none of these 3 are on here. Well, not on here, but rather none of these 3 are in here, which makes it kind of odd to, I guess they're kind of trying to show you what's available. I don't even think that these 3 blades are actually available. That's a rotary blade, a craft blade, and a punch tool. This one is very, very intriguing. They should have had this one and actually had it available, or maybe even in the box, because this one will punch out and let you know what actually needs to be weeded in your design, which is something that could be useful for some intricate designs. The big stuff is no problem, but some of the intricate designs, I think this would be something that could be very, very useful. The other 2, you know, more so for crafting. Obviously, I don't, and most of us don't use it specifically for crafting. I'm more interested in the T-shirt business. Nothing against crafting. If you're a crafter and you also make T-shirts, more power to you. It's just not, my interests aren't in some of the products and different things that crafters actually make. And I just like to use my Cameo for actual T-shirts. But like I said, this bad boy looks like an upgraded version, like going from a Nissan Maxima, maybe even a 2020 to a Tesla. It just looks different, but I wonder if it feels the same. All right, so let's go ahead and read some of these features. Product features. A built-in roll feeder, which is great. You could get the attachment for the Cameo 3 if you wanted that. Built-in vinyl crosscut, which is one of the things I want to talk to you guys about. Increased speed and power. There's a basic blade like we are used to from the Cameo 3, the auto blade. But this second slot is able to, what is it? Is it 5 grams of force? Which is about, I think it's like 3 or 4 times more powerful than the Cameo 3, which comes in handy if you want to do some crafting things like cutting leather or different materials, allowing you to put down more force and cut faster or better and tougher materials, which to us, or to me rather, not likely, but maybe one day we might try some of this crafted stuff out and see what we can make, maybe some leather earrings or something like that. All right, 3mm clearance, and the rest of it is just translated into a few different languages. Now, if you want to know, I picked mine up from Heat Press Nation. You can find that link down below in the description, and let's get to it. So this stuff is pretty much standard. The Silhouette Design Store. Find the perfect designs with no time, Cameo 4, blah, 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 blah. So right inside of this pack, they have these little images of what I believe is actually in the box, are adapters so that you can use your old blades or old tools and adapt them and put them into the Cameo 4 that don't otherwise fit. You cannot use your auto blade from your Cameo 3 inside of your Cameo 4. Just something that you want to know, or vice versa. But these are like your ratchet blades, your deep cut blade adapter, your cleft blade adapter, and your pin adapter, I believe are all inside of here, which will allow you to use some of the things if you had in the past right here inside of it. Now, when you get your Silhouette 4, you're going to need to update Silhouette in order to make it work. All right, one of the most important features that I found to be very, very ineffective on the last model, I actually never got it working, was the Bluetooth, and I'm connected to a Mac. I have no idea. It was so difficult. It wasn't like a speaker or anything else where you could just go to your devices and connect Bluetooth, which kind of became a problem. I thought it was super stupid the way that they had it set up and how difficult it was. It just wasn't user friendly. I don't know if you guys felt the same. If you did, let me know down in the comments. But I literally never got my Bluetooth working. That's one of the things that they say is fixed. So I will cover that in another video if it's actually fixed or not. So very, very first thing, the Silhouette setup. All right, download your free software, etc., etc. You guys know how I feel about that. Now, this is odd, okay? They got a cut mat in here, but this is supposed to be a cut mat free machine. And I thought about, like, why would they have a cutting mat inside of here if it's supposed to be cut mat free? But I got to think, Silhouette isn't only for t-shirt makers. Obviously, it's for crafters, so they may be cutting some smaller things. But this is and has been updated. They have the inch marks, and then they have, I guess this would be centimeters, I'm guessing, where it's just broken down. It's gridded into 5x5 squares. They have the thick 1 inch line. If you look at it, it's a very, very thick inch line. And then there's little lines that would break this up into 5s, which is actually 25 pieces. Oh, wait, it's 4. It's actually broken up into 4, which is be 16 pieces. I guess so you can get a little bit more accurate when you place some things on here. And you can make your Silhouette Studio reflect this. And now you can get a little bit more precise with where you place things, and then also cutting smaller or maybe cutting out of scraps and different things like that. I almost thought it was odd, but now I'm trying to process, like, this could be for crafters, but we still may need to cut some things out of our scrap. Maybe it's an eyeball or a piece that, you know, maybe your eye got lost or whatever the case is. You can go ahead and use your cut mat and still cut those things. All right, when you get to the very, very top of this bad boy, you're going to open it up and you're going to have this little triangle box. Looks exactly the same as last time. All right, first and foremost, we got our power cord. And then, like I said, we have our adapters and we have our blade. Now, this is a smart tool machine, which is kind of interesting because they have these little sensors on the back of our blade now. Okay, if you look right there, it's a little gray sensor. Let me pop this bad boy out. So this is our auto blade. Looks a lot different. All right. It's like kind of got a square flat back and not completely round like it used to be. All right. And this sensor right here tells it which blade you're using. So if you have one of these adapters that you just pop around your old blade, it reads this little strip here and tells the machine what blade you're using, which is basically saying, hey, it's tooling. All right. You don't have to tell me what I'm doing. I know because I'm smart now. Okay. So this, again, is our new auto blade with the sensor on the back. And these adapters all have different sensors, and they're all used for different types of older tools, rather. Okay? All right, so we got our auto blade. Then, again, this is Bluetooth enabled, but you don't have to use Bluetooth. So we have our USB cord, just an old ancient style USB cord. And then in here, we have more registration and information in there as well. All right, no more little pieces. So now it's time to pull out my new 2020 Tesla. which is packaged up super, super nice. Okay, pretty much as expected. Everything kind of looks the same as the old one. Obviously, new pictures, new little bit of tools on the outside of the box, but everything looks as a package superb as any other Cameo machine would have been. Okay, let's pop the foam. I guess I don't even know what kind of material this is. Super soft material off. And you're going to have all of these different tapes. They try to make sure the moving pieces don't move. They stay in place. So we need to make sure we pull off all of these different tape spots here. All right, so we're just going to knock all of these off. There's actually like a clear film. I wish I left it. Oh, I can't leave it. All right, they have this little clear protective film. I messed one up. I should have left it. You can decide to leave it or not on these bad boys. So I'm going to get all of this off. All right, now we're going to turn it around. Same deal. All right, this is going to be super interesting when we go and visit that part of the machine. All right, so now we're going to open this bad boy up. And I think this makes this machine look a lot better. You know, some people I know took their old tops completely off of their Cameo 3. Some people opened it up. Whatever made it work for you. Like if you can see right here behind me, I have mine just sitting open. It was kind of like, I guess in the way. You always wanted it open, especially because this, unlike the Cameo 2, it was actually where the panel was actually exposed to where you could just see it while it was closed. You're going to want to open it to be able to load and press the buttons and different things like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of this tape off. You're going to want to make sure you get all of this tape off because obviously these are moving parts and they're not going to move if you don't get all the tape off. A little bit of a task here, but at least we know that our machine is coming in superb and working condition. They got some foams around here just to make sure, again, that these moving pieces don't move. Okay, I might need to pull out my weeder to get some of this. Got big fingers, so it's kind of tough to get some of this tape out. And this is an unboxing video, so I'm going to leave all of this video in here. Normally, if I was doing stuff like this, I would go ahead, of course, and speed it up, but we're not going to do that. So, first and foremost, I like the way this just operates. It's more sleek, like that Tesla. You know, those Tesla doors open a little different. The handle of the door doesn't come out, it senses you, and this just looks a lot better. The machine looks a lot cleaner. Got this little piece that comes out and it doesn't stick out too far in the back. I like the way that opens. I think that is a good improvement versus the old style. And in a minute here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Cameo 3 and compare them side by side and see where we're looking at. All right, so first thing I noticed is that if you are far away, you guys definitely probably can't even see it. You can't see the Silhouette logo here. It is it's like a print. If you ever printed like black on black or white on white, it's there. You can see it, but you might have to look at it. And you can see it shining a little bit. So they kind of like, I guess, just put the logo on a little bit different. It definitely looks a lot more sleek, a lot better. And you guys know I covered mine up just like you should with the t-shirt silencer sticker. And I may still put that bad boy on here. We may deck this thing out a little bit. All right, down here at the bottom, we have our drawer, okay? And we have our roll feeder. I'm not 120% sure how this works right now, but this is not the video for that. Obviously, it opens up and we see some little rollers right here that will obviously feed and unfeed a 12-inch roll. Now, you guys know the 15-inch and 20-inch Cameos are going to come out probably sometime at the beginning of the next year. I told you guys that this would probably come out about now. They would not miss the holiday season from my inside source, and I didn't disappoint. So I am looking forward to I like to buy 15-inch rolls. If you like to buy 20-inch rolls, having a Cameo that you don't have to cut down your roll is good. But if you use 12-inch rolls from places like Michael's or anywhere else that you order vinyl, you can just get your roll, sit it here, and it'll feed and unfeed it for you. All right, let me look at any changes here. So it still has the same slots where you can only house the roller here in these few positions, which I actually think is quite odd. I wish they would go a little bit smaller sometimes so I wouldn't have to use a cutting mat at all. But nonetheless, you got a cutting mat. We cut vinyl. Usually we're going to be cutting in 12-inch strips, maybe 11-inch strips, and sometimes a little bit smaller. So it does accommodate us. But, you know, some of the other machines don't really have these spots. You're able to lock it in more than just, you know, 3 spots, or really 2 spots, or 2 sections, I'm going to say, because, you know, they're spaced out, but there are 2 different spots there. So the roll feeder right here in the front. All right, let's see. Am I missing anything? I'm not going to cut it on right now. We're just going to take a look. Obviously, on the side here, we got our power button. We got our USB adapter. And we got our power connect here. And I think, hands down, the best feature on this bad boy for us t-shirt makers is this piece right here. We need to figure out and understand how it works. But basically, you knock this down, and this is a strip cutter. So as the vinyl rolls out, it comes out here. You got your roll up here in the front. You have to set a setting, which I'm going to go over in a later video. You have to set a setting where it will feed out the back end of the cutter to however far you want it is. So say this is my design. It comes out the cutter and it'll stop here. I drop my sheet here and I have a cutter built in to cut that sheet off straight as could be and be able to move on to my next thing, which will be to weed it. Now, I think this is a great feature because usually we have to feed it back out of the front here. Okay, we will feed it back out the front, disconnect, hold it up to the light, try to find that one little spot where, you know, oh, this is the lowest letter, this is the G with the hanging bottom, and cut that bad boy out and cut across. And you don't have to do that anymore. So we're going to figure out what settings we need to set to get that bad boy working. And this is a feature that I think is truly, truly needed and an upgrade, something that I didn't know about beforehand. Now, some of the things that we get to talk about from before, this machine is faster than the old ones. I think we've been waiting now for 3 years for a new machine. Maybe a little bit. Has it been 3 years since the Cameo 3 came out? I'm not sure. But we've been waiting a while for a new machine to come out from the Silhouette family. And this is a good upgrade. Before, I felt like they were like Apple, where, you know, they updated speed enough just to want you to get something else. But between the roll feeder being built in and this cutter here on the back, I think this is a good upgrade. Now, some of the features, like I said, the speed is supposed to be 3 to 5 times faster than the older one. And just running some things off the top of my head. The force here of this second area, more so for crafters than us. But I think that's a good thing. Allow you to play with some different materials and cut. I don't know if you know how to sew or anything like that. Being able to do some of that stuff right here with that machine is a plus. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to say I like the upgrades. It's not a lot of features, a ton of upgrades, but the roll feeder and this cutter in the back to cut the strips off are good things. Now, the best feature that I still hands down believe are the upgraded sizes, which are not available yet. Right now, the white one is available for you guys to purchase. Again, I'm going to have the links down in the description of places you can purchase. They are affiliate links, so I get a little bit of commission for you guys going to purchase. I know a lot of you guys purchase through my affiliate links, and I truly, truly appreciate it. Allows me to keep this bad boy, this YouTube channel going, and not have to worry about going back to my 9 to 5. So everybody who does that, I really, really appreciate it. Some of my affiliate links is hpn.tshirtsizers.com. Anytime you shop, if it doesn't matter if you're picking up 1 yard of vinyl, I appreciate you guys for using it. Pro.tshirtsizers.com, which is my affiliate link to Pro World. And then also I have the Amazon links down in the description below. If you're purchasing stuff off of Amazon, it doesn't even have to be t-shirt stuff. But back on topic here. Let's get this bad boy next to the Cameo 3 and see how they compare. Okay, so we got our Cameos up here, and the very first thing that I want to do is I want to check the weight, okay? So right now I have the Cameo 3 up here. This is 8 pounds, 14 ounces, which is basically 2 ounces under 9 pounds, versus the Cameo 4, which is weighing in at 8 pounds, 2 ounces. So this is a lighter machine, and you can kind of not, I don't know. You really can't feel the difference. It's not, obviously it's not much of a difference. So without a scale, it's not something that we will really notice. It doesn't feel like much of a difference. It seems to be about a 10 to 12 ounce difference. Okay, now let's check the gates on these bad boys. So now let's check the gates on these. So this is how this one opens. Very sleek, modern, still not too big, versus opening this up and it has to sit this high all the time. And like I said, the panel is under here. So you need to really operate it with it open, period. Because you need to load, unload, or recut. All of that stuff is inside of the panel when you have it closed. This does hold and store nice, but it just doesn't really serve a purpose. So sometimes a lot of people are taking this off and just leaving it out of the way because it's just one less thing to worry about. Now this is a sizable, a lot smaller machine. The drawer here was used for storage. This drawer here is used for a roll feeder. So that is a sizable difference. This is a real difference in the machines right there alone. And size-wise, they're pretty much the same width. If I put these side by side, yeah, they're pretty much perfectly the same width. As far as height check, let's go ahead and check the height. So let's put them back to back. And there is about maybe 1.5 to 2 inch height difference on the two machines. And you can even tell because as I roll out my my top cover here, it basically is about maybe 3/4 of an inch high, and then there's still a little bit more height there left to open or to be. So a little bit bigger, definitely looks a lot better. Looks like I said, we're going from a Maxima to a Tesla. And let's go ahead now and let's do a smell test. But I'm going to smell my Cameo 3. Okay? Let's go ahead and pop this shelf back on here. All right, guys. You guys know what time it is. It's the famous smell test here. So shout out to Jared Poland, who I stole this from, who taught me photography from Fro Knows Photos. Just a little plug to him. I learned photography a long time ago. But I'm going to smell my Cameo 3 first. This smells like a used car. Obviously, the car that I'm driving, the car that you're driving, you had it for some time now, and you open it up, and, you know, it's a little dust in the seats. The kids and got some stuff in here, some dust, some crumbs and different things like that. A real workhorse, okay? Now we're going to smell this Cameo 4, fresh out the box. And I'm confirming it. This is my brand new 2020, almost a year early, about 3 months early, Tesla. And it smells like I'm about to be moving with less gas, less fuel, a lot faster, and some tools that I really need to be more clean and successful in what I'm doing. Some things that are just going to help me out and make the whole process of t-shirt making a lot simpler. From a roll feeder in the front, whether you get the 12, 15, or 20 inch, or this cutter in the back, and then obviously being eco-friendly. In this case for us, time is money, so being able to cut faster if we need to, and being able to cut matte free. That's the key. I want to see and put this bad boy to the test and see how well it actually cuts matte free, because I've cut without a matte for a long time when I very first started. Then I used the matte on some detailed designs, and I could instantly see the difference in the quality of the cuts when I use the cutting mat, when it came to those fine details, when it came to cutting out letters and having them be crisp and clean. I want to know if the Cameo 4 will be able to do that for me without the cutting mat, because that'll speed up the process of which I don't have to load mats with film and try to make it straight and make sure it's not hanging off the edge of the mat, because if it's hanging off the edge of the mat here where the roll feeder actually holds, it would throw the whole thing off. So keeping those things in mind, this, I mean, obviously it's a better machine, and I'm really, really pleased that they included these two features in there, something that I didn't know about before when I was making speculation reviews on what was coming for us. Again, like I said, those other 3 blades that are on the box are not included inside of the Cameo 4. And with that being said, you're going to need to wait to purchase those if you're looking to cut some of the thicker materials like leather, different things like that. You're going to need to wait a little while and purchase it. But, however, those adapters are inside. So if you have some of the older tools that you use for some of the crafting things or some of the things that you may do, you can use those adapters to go ahead and plug them into the Cameo 4. And they also have the sensors on them to read what's going on and will allow you to go ahead and use those older blades with your new machine. So down in the comments below, let me know if you're going to upgrade to the Cameo 4. And if you are going to upgrade, don't forget, down in the description below, I have my affiliate link. So support your boy by supporting your boy, not spending one extra dime and making these companies help me help you by lining my pockets with some of that affiliate money. And I have another question for you guys. If you're a crafter, or not even if you're a crafter, are you a t-shirt maker that actually also does some crafting? I want to know what kind of stuff are you making with your Cameo machine that is not just regular t-shirts. Me personally, I've done some decals and different things like that. Not talking about decals, I mean some of the true crafting. Are you making earrings? Are you drawing postcards? Are you making greeting cards and different things like that? Let me know in the comments below. I myself tend to stick to t-shirts, and rarely, very, very rarely, I will make some decals with this machine. But again, I just want to know what you guys are making. This has been your boy Stan Banks unboxing the Cameo 4. I can't wait to put this bad boy to the test. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because I make videos like this all the time, and a ton, and I mean a ton, of Cameo 4 videos are on the way. They're actually going to get their own section on the YouTube homepage. I'm just going to start pumping these bad boys out. This has been your boy Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. Peace.